So before starting this Excel class, I want to explain some of the things about Excel. The Excel is a spreadsheet tool that we utilize in a lot of businesses and operations as a tool to represent the data or to analyze the data or to extract the data. It's a one of the top tool that utilize in all the businesses across the different departments. There are different kind of jobs that you can opt using the Excel. Data analyst and the financial analyst, operations manager, business analyst, HR, and supply chain analyst. And there are few things that I want to be very clear about this class. It's going to be a slow paced learning. It should be like this only. There is no another way. There is no crash course. There is no 1 hour marathon and whatever it is. Because if it moves very slowly, then only you will learn. Or else you will just forgot. You don't remember what you have learned. And you need to practice what you have learned, or else you are not going to remember them. It's very clear. If you don't practice, you are going to forget and you're not going to remember them at all. There is no use of attending this class. You are not willing to practice it afterwards. And every topic that I'm going to cover is going to be a foundation. So you have to practice, you have to remember, you have to note down. So another thing that I want to be clear, it's going to be boring to practice. Talk about numbers, to listen the numbers, data and all. And the next thing is ETL, extract, transform, load. That's how the data flows. This is a basic concept how the data works. You extracted the data from the email that was sent by your boss, or you extract the data from SQL and you load it into the Excel. Like that, there are multiple ways from where you can get the data. And then after extracting the data, you need to transform it, you need to clean it, you need to give it a shape in a way that it is useful for you to analyze, it is useful for you to read, it is useful for you to move further. And after that, you're going to load the data in whichever the format you want to analyze, or else you will load the data into the table, or you will load the data into the pivot table, or you will load it the data in a normal format. So it's like you're giving it the shape to the data in a way that you will understand and it will be useful for you. This is one of the concept. And another point, whenever you are giving the data or creating the data, creating the formulas, you need to make it very clean or very neat, or else you will get the garbage out. Whatever you give, that's what you get. If you give it a bad type of data, there are some typographical errors, mixed data formats, blank cells, copy paste chaos, format issues. There are many other things. Then it you are not going to get the proper data output or proper formula output. It should be very clean and neat. So these are the points that I want to cover up so that you will understand how the class is going to be. So now let's get into the class. So for opening Excel, you just tap on Excel and enter. It will open up something like this. Here you can see the recently opened worksheets. And if you want to create, you can create a blank worksheet, or there will be multiple templates that you can see here from which you can create. If you want more templates, you can click on more templates and it will take you to the templates page. So to start with, let's start with a blank workbook. So once you open the blank workbook, it will be unsaved file. To save the file, you just go to the file and save. It will open up the location. Just go to browse and you just save. If you want to, the shortcut for saving is Control S. If you press Control S also, it will save automatically. So before doing anything, so let's understand the anatomy of the Excel spreadsheet. So if you can see here, these are a lot of many of the check boxes you can see here. So in this, whatever is going vertically all called columns, and whatever is going horizontally all called rows. So wherever the column and the rows meet, these areas are called cell. So once I press on that cell, it will get active. This is called active cell.
So for example, if I drag something like this, these are all active cells. So to understand, the reference for this cell is that F4, where F and 4 F column and the 4 row meets, that called F4. So if I press here, you can see the name of this cell in the name box, which is saying F4. If I select a range of cells, this range is tagged as F4 semicolon and 14. So this corner and this corner will become the range. If you press here F4 semicolon and 14, F4 semicolon and 14 will automatically select that range. So this is the anatomy of the this spreadsheet. So to open up the more spreadsheets, you can press plus here. It will open up the more spreadsheets. This group of spreadsheets will become the workbook. The range of these all the spreadsheets will become the workbook. So to delete it, just right click and delete. Right click and delete. To rename this sheet, we just double tap on that and this we can rename. See, if you go to the top option here, you can see there are a lot of tabs. The moment you press the tab, there options below that will change. So these options, these bar is called as ribbon. In this ribbon, you can see multiple tools and options that you can do that you can use in your day-to-day activities. So all these options are grouped based on their particular use cases. Like this is called clipboard, this is font, this is alignment, number, style, cells, etc. So in this, there is a limitation of the space, so they can't fit in all the options. So for that purpose, they have given this arrow mark, which if you just click on that, you can see other options, extra options that you can use for every use case. For example, for alignment, you just press here, you can open up the more options. So like that, there will be access options that are given here. So if you go to the top, you can see the shortcuts that you can use, which is called quick access toolbar. Here you will see the undo and the redo icon and the save. If you want more options to be here in the quick access toolbar, you just press the arrow button and then it will open up the other icons as well. For example, if you forgot any of these options that are mentioned here, you don't know where is it and you can't able to navigate. To find it, here they will have given the search bar. You just click on that and you want to change the font size. Just say font size. It will open up the font size option. You can quickly access from here. If you come a little bit below, you will see here it's called as formula bar. For example, you have here 1 and 2. You to enter the formula, you enter from equal sign here. Just go to formula bar and say equal to and select the D3 plus E3. So to check the formula, you go to that cell, it will automatically open up the formula that has on this cell. And this is called name box, as I mentioned earlier, where you will see the references of this cell. To come bit aside, you will see the scroll bars for columns and for rows. And you will see here as well the zoom bar. If you can zoom in and zoom out. There are multiple shortcuts in Excel that we use in our day-to-day activities to fast process our work so that we don't need to move our hand from the keyboard to use the mouse. So here I had grouped multiple shortcuts that we use in our day-to-day life. Like these are the formatting shortcuts, function key shortcuts, control shortcuts, navigation shortcuts, and column and row shortcuts. Apart from these shortcuts, we use other shortcuts also depending on our requirement. To understand these shortcuts or how to use those shortcuts, you just press Alt key in our keyboard. For example, you want to create the border for these cells. So you just like left click on the mouse and select this range. In normal scenario, you will use your mouse and go to this drop down and select all borders. If you don't want to use the mouse, you want to use your keyboard. So in this scenario, what you will do, Alt, H, B and A. So borders will be applied. Now you want to remove the border. You don't want the borders. Then select the range, Alt, H, B and the more you practice, the quicker you will become in these shortcuts. So you need to practice it daily so that you will become well versed with these shortcuts. If you want to create the table for this range, you press Alt, then go to N, then go to T. So the range is already selected. You press OK. So tables will be created. So like this, there are multiple shortcuts. So to explore all the shortcuts and what will be the shortcut key for them, we just press Alt. Automatically, the text will be displayed. What to press next to go where. You press H to increase the font size. You can use FS. So you will go to the font size. You press whatever the font size you want. Likewise, you can practice the shortcuts and note down whatever the important shortcuts that you want to use in your day-to-day activities. So another interesting option in Excel is, for example, you are having the serial number here. You want to autofill instead of entering it manually. So to do that, what you have to do is that first you select the range. You just need to left click on the starting, and you once you go to this corner, you will get some plus icon like this. So just left click on that and hold and drag it till the range where you want it, and then release. So it will copy like this. You don't want to copy that. You want to fill it in a same manner. Then you just tap on this arrow and click on fill series. It will automatically fill up till the range that you have selected. And for example, you don't want to fill it. You just want to copy. Then you just press on copy cells. And for example, you don't want to copy that. You just want to copy the format. Then what will it do? Whatever the format, which means the color and the font style and the font size and the all these kind of design related or the format related options, only it will copy. It won't copy the data. And fill without formatting. In that case, it won't copy the design related or the format related data. It will only fill it by copying the first cell that you have selected. So we'll select fill series. It will do both. Automatically fill the series. There is another option which is called flash fill. So we'll look into this flash fill. For example, the data is like this. You want to separate the before the at the date and you want to separate the after the at the date symbol. So in that scenario, what you will do, you first will fill up the first column as J white, and here you will domain.com. So you just first select this column and you just drag down and then click on flash fill. It will automatically fill up this data. If you want to copy the format, then select. It will automatically fill up this data. Then after the second one, you go down and click on flash fill. It is done. It won't work on the multiple columns. For example, you selected the multiple columns and you drag down, it won't work. So you need to do one by one column. There is another option which is called Control E. You select the range and press Control E. It will automatically fill up. Select the range and press Control E. So if you can see here, I haven't used my mouse right now to go down. So how I did it, and it got stopped here. So the shortcut for this is, for example, you're having the data like this. When the data is like this, in this format, you want to move, then you press Control down arrow. It will move like, if you press Control left arrow, it will move like this. So it will, how the, it is moving, it's move till wherever the data is. For example, here the empty cell is there. If you press Control down arrow, wherever the empty cell breaks, it will move. If you press Control down arrow, wherever the filled active cells are there, it will move till that end. So like this, it will move. So you want to select this range till wherever the active cells are there. For example, like this. So if you press Shift, it actually select the data. Like however you move the arrow, it will select the data. We want to select all the data till the end. Then press Control Shift and down arrow to select. If you want to press the left active, then Control Shift and then left arrow to select like that. So that's how you can move using the keyboard. So in this case also, we just go and I just press Shift and down arrow, Control E. Or else another way you can do is that we just go to the H column and Control down arrow, go down, go to the left and go down and Control E will fill. For example, you don't want to fill like that. For example, you want to apply whatever is in here till the down. Press Ctrl D. It will automatically copy whatever is in this cell till down. For example, you are having the formula. For example, let's apply one simple formula, which is like this plus, sorry, this and this. Sorry. This is called combination. Like you are just adding these both. Or concat formula is also there, which we use in later on. And you're adding this and this. So you want to copy this formula. So in that scenario also, you just go down and just use Control Shift and it will select the range and use Control D. So it will automatically copy whatever is in the top cell till down, which is the formula. So it will automatically copy the formula till down. So that's how you will use. For example, you want to create some gap in between. Then in that scenario, you use semicolon, space, semicolon at the date, automatically create the gap and then select the range and Control D and copy it. So like that, we use these actions. For example, you downloaded the data and the data that you have downloaded is in this format. Like it is not in the format that you can easily able to look at it and understand what is it. Not in a presentable format to show to someone or to present it somewhere or something like that. So in this case, we need to format this data in a way that it is presentable or easily understandable. To do that, first we need to understand what kind of the data that we have got. So here we can see this is the online sales store order data where we can see how many items are there in the cart and what is the order status and what is the tracking number of that order and where the referral is there, the total price of the order, and the customer ID is also there. So there is a easy way of doing it also. So first we will understand how we can do it properly in a manual way. See, we got the date. To make these numbers in the date format, you select the numbers, whatever is there, or you select the entire date range and go to custom, this tab, number tab, and go to short, whichever the date format you want. I will select the short date. For example, you want to customize it more, you go to more number formats and date, click on the date, and you can see whatever the date formats that are available. You select whichever the date format you want to and press OK. It will automatically apply the date format here to the selected range. In the customer ID, you can see the font size is bigger than the remaining customer IDs. And go to Alt HFS shortcut and 11. Then apply it. And the next, if you come here in the quantity, you can see the percentage, but it should be integer, not the percentage. Go to the number format, drop down, and the number. And you can see here you got the two zeros, but you don't want them. In that case, you can see here increase decimal and the decrease decimal. You want to decrease the decimal. So decrease decimal. And the border is applied here. You want to remove the border. So remember the shortcut Control H B N. And in the coupon code, it is highlighted. It got the test is in the bold format. You need to remove the bold. So go here and remove the bold. And then we'll make it in a table format so it will be easily segregated and identified in a easy manner. Alt H B A. Let's make the heading bolder. Control B or font and this option, bold option. And then to come here, let's make the total price in the price comma style. And here as well, unit price in a comma style so that we will understand it properly. And then we can color the heading. Color it as, let's choose this one. So it is properly visible now. Order ID, date, customer ID, product, everything is segregated in a proper manner. So to make it more in a better way, we can select this range and go to insert and press table and OK. Now you can choose. Now you can choose from the, if you go to table design, you can choose multiple table design options that are available. This and all. The heading we already colored it, because of which the color is not changing. If you can remove the color and make no fill, you can see the table design is applied. So like this, you can choose different table design options. Now it become more better and more easily readable format. See, if you can see here, everything is not aligned properly. Like some are left aligned, some are right aligned. So to align them properly, you select the table again once again, select left aligned. So everything is left aligned. You can make them center aligned as well. And here also you can make them center aligned. You are in a table and you're having the long set of data. You don't know in which column you are in. But in table, it will automatically freeze the first row. So you don't need to worry to understand this is a payment method, this is a order status, this is a tracking number, this is a item card. Because you're automatically able to identify it because it is freezing the first row. But your data is like this in this normal plain format. You haven't inserted any table. So in this case, it won't show you that. So to tackle that, you can freeze the first row. To freeze the first row, you go to the Weave and freeze panels option and freeze top row. So it freeze the first row. If you want to freeze the order ID as well, then you come here and you just freeze first column. So it will automatically freeze the first column, but you can't able to see the first row now. You are only able to see the first column. So to freeze column in the order ID both together, you go to freeze panels and select freeze panels option. So it will freeze both rows and columns. So wherever you keep the cursor, wherever you select the cell, that columns and rows it will freeze. For example, I selected the cell here and I go and I freeze the column panels. Then it will freeze the top three and the left three columns and rows. See, frozen. So it works like that. So we look at Excel formulas. So there are multiple ways of. So we look at Excel formulas. These are the few of the common formulas that we use in our day-to-day activities. You don't need to by heart or know all these things. I just want to show you a glimpse of what is Excel formulas. That's why I just mentioned all these things here. You can look at a few of the formulas that are here, like mathematical formulas, sum ifs, and text functions, concatenate, concat, left, right, mid, length, and logical formulas, if, and, or, and lookup and reference formulas like VLOOKUP, XLOOKUP, HLOOKUP, all these things, and sort, and date and time formulas, today, date, time, and all, statistical formulas, and financial functional formulas. And if you want to know more formulas and if you want to explore more formulas, you just simply go to formulas tab, and there you can see all kind of formulas that are mentioned. Like if you click here, you will see all the mathematical trigonometric related formulas, and if you click here you will see all the lookup related formulas and date and time formulas, text formulas, and logical formulas. Okay, let's understand how we can enter the formulas. These are the student name, like ABCD are the students. These are the marks that I have got. And we want to understand how much marks that total they have got. To enter the formula, first any formula will begin with equal sign. And then you will write the formula is equal to sum. Either you can enter formula directly in the cell here, or you just directly go here to the formula bar and you can enter it here as well. Like equal sign, sum. The moment you press formula equal sign and sum, the Excel will give you the hint of the formulas. Like you want to select the sum, you don't want to type all the formula, you just want to select sum. You just use your down arrow button and go down and just tap. It will automatically display. And the bottom you can see it is saying number one, which means select the number one. Either you just directly go here and select that number which you want to sum, and then press comma, and you want to select have to select number 2, which means which you want to sum the next. You'll select next one and then number 3, and if you the moment you press enter, it will give you the sum. You can see here I used one formula to get these random numbers, which is rand between 60 to 90, which means it will give me the random numbers between 60 to 90. But what will happen if I the moment I taken another, it will change. The moment I enter anything, it is changing up. So I want to remove the formula by fixing these values. So for that, we will use a function called paste special. What paste special will do? There are multiple ways of using paste special. So we'll look at it right now as well. So what paste special will do? For example, you copied and you paste it somewhere. It is pasting with formulas. So you want to remove it and you want to paste it only values. You don't want any formulas. So in that case, you press Ctrl C to copy and then go to paste, and then you can use paste values function. So now it is pasted as values, not as formula. You can see here only the values are visible. The shortcut, there is a shortcut also for that. The shortcut is you select and then copy and then Alt ESV. You press Alt ES. The shortcut for that is Alt ES. Automatically it will give you the paste special. You can choose here what are the things that you want to paste. You can choose formulas, it will paste only formulas or values or format or other things. We can use values and then OK, pasted as values. For example, you want to paste values like this. You want to convert them to the horizontal line. Then in that case, you can press Alt ES and then values transpose. The moment you press transpose, it will convert them to the horizontal line. So now you paste special the values. Now if you can see here, for example, I change it to 40. The formula will automatically change. It will update. It will update based on the values that are changed. If you don't want to change it, as I said earlier, you just copy and then Alt ESV will paste special the values. Now it won't change. So now we look at, so doing this manually will take a lot of time. So simply what you can do, you come here and you just, as I said earlier, you can select the range using the range is B2 semicolon B618. See, it become very quickly. If you want to do it manually, it will take a lot of time. So manually, how we will do? This plus this plus this. It's take a lot of time. So the quicker you practice, the faster you will become with the shortcuts and the formulas. Now, if you can see me, how I will enter some. That's it. It just happened in a second or 2 3 seconds. So the better you practice the shortcuts, the better you become with the Excel. If you want to check the average, the formula is equal to average and then just select the range. It will give you the average marks that the student have got. Now here you can see I got it in decimal. The mark shouldn't be in a decimal, right? So we'll remove. Here you can come and just remove the decimal values. If you want to convert it to the percentage, you can convert by going here. Let's convert these values to the percentage. We'll take the average, we'll take the marks that they have got. It's equal to sum marks and how many students we have. We'll use count values range. We have 17 students. 17 students, each student total marks will be into 100. We got the total marks and then we'll convert this divided by total marks. We got 0.71. To convert it to the percentage, we'll go here and press percentage icon. We got the percentage 72%. The student has scored 72% out of total marks. Now we will understand another function which is called as VLOOKUP. I want to know out of the 17 students how much G has got, how much H has got, how much I had got, how much K had got. So to understand, we can either go and check it manually or there are other way of checking, like you can press equal sign and use VLOOKUP. VLOOKUP will help us in bringing the value from these row of values. So to do that, first we will select the value that we want to got. So what is the value that we want to get? The G value. So G value we need to get from which you want to get from these row. In these row we want to search the G value. After searching what you want to get. After searching I want to know the marks. Then I will go to the mark. Then what is a table? What is a which column is it in? It is in a second column. How I got to know that it's in second column? You can see at the bottom here. It's a second column. So you just press comma 2 comma 0. Here we got our value. So now we'll see for H, I and J. H, I and K. Go down and Control D to copy the formula. Now the formula got copied. Now you can see H value, I value and K value. So to make you understand of something, let's enter K value here, or let's enter K value here. See, the moment I enter the K value, the K value had changed. Why? Why? Because in VLOOKUP, it will give you the value that is at the top. So it skipped the bottom matched value of 68. It gave you the first matched value of 65. But you can see here already the K value is at the top, that is at the starting 40. Why it skipped? Because you can see when I enter the formula, I entered A1B18 range. The moment I copy the formula to the bottom cell, changed. It changed to E3. It is correct. But it also changed A2 and B19. Why? Why? Because when you copy the formula to the bottom row, it shift. The values will shift so that it will give you the specific row value as it shift. So if you don't want to do that, you need to lock which thing should be changed and with which thing should be specific. Either row should be fixed or column should be fixed. To fix these values, what you need to do, we don't need to the we are not we are not, for example, if you are shifting the form, we are copy pasting the formula like this, it will also shift the column, but you are copy pasting the formula to the bottom. So you need to fix the row. To fix the row, you come to the row. What is the row reference? It is the number 1. So to fix that row, you just you just give dollar sign. Whatever you want to fix, you will give the dollar sign. You can give the dollar sign. The moment you give the dollar sign, it will become fixed. And if you control D, copy and paste it, duplicate it, see now you got the 40. Why? Because it got fixed. For example, you want to fix the column, then come here and give dollar sign there as well. Give the dollar sign. So you copy and paste it. We look at, because now you can see it changed the reference also. So let's give dollar sign for the reference as well. To give both the dollar sign, the shortcut is F4. If you press F4, it will automatically give dollar sign to column and row. If you want to change the dollar sign, you press again the F4 to change the dollar sign to the row. Again F4, it will change dollar sign to the column. And again F4, it will remove. Again F4, it will give. It has given. Now copy and paste. See, now none of the values got changed. So that's how we use dollar sign to log the values. Now hope you understand this. Now we will understand another kind of another kind of function, which is called if function. So please listen to all these formulas very carefully, because these are the formulas that we use in our day-to-day activities of Excel. So to understand the if function, Let's look at these are the marks, and let's look at the let's enter total marks.
So here, whatever is less than 35%, we want to make it as fail, and whatever is more than 35% as pass, and whatever is above 80% as topper or better. So to achieve that, we will use nested if, but before that, we will use a simple if formula. Is equal to if, select it, and say whatever is less than 35%. The moment you press comma, you can see value if true. If it is true, then what we need to do? If it is less than, that means fail. So whenever we are entering any text, then we need to use the inverted commas, or else we can directly enter the value. So inverted commas open will say fail, or else pass. If it is not, then pass. Bracket close. Enter. Go down and then Control D. You can see here we got it properly. Now we need to use a nested if. What is nested if? Nothing. If statement inside the another if. So for that, you go at the starting of the equal and enter if space bracket open. If it is greater than 80%, then topper, or else it will use this if condition to check. So that's how we do. And then close, enter, drag and drop, and then Control D. Now we got the formula. Now I want to check how many pass students and how many fail students and how many topper students are there. To do that, we can use count formula. In the count formula, we will see how many fail students, how many pass students, how many topper students I want to know. So for that, we'll use count. If it is a simple count, we won't be able to understand, because if we use simple count, we'll just drag and drop and enter, it will give you 0. Why? Because this is a formula. So to do that, we'll use count if. If what is my range? This is my range. What is my criteria? This is my criteria. How many fail students? So before that, we need to log the rows and columns. F4, and then enter. We got the data. From this, I also want to know how many pass or fail students are there, and I got to know what are the pass and fail students. Now I want to know how what are the total marks of fail and pass and topper students. So for that, we will use sum if. Sum, this is not the sum, this is a sum if, because we are having the conditions same as count if, is equal to sum if range. What is the range? This is my range, this is my range, comma, this is my criteria, comma, this is my sum range. So before that, don't forget to lock and lock, enter. That's it. Now for example, in the failed students itself, you want to know how many students that had got less than 20% marks. That can't be achieved using count if. For that, we can use count ifs. Remember, it's count ifs, not count if. So to understand the difference, I will take you to one of the very good option that Excel had given us to understand the formulas in more better way. For that, go to your formula bar and click on the formula cell and then enter shift F3. It will take you to function arguments. What is function arguments? Function argument is nothing but it will let you understand about the particular function and the particular option that you are clicked on. Like these are the two options that you have in that function to make that formula or to make that function. So this function is what is this function? This function is counts the number of cells within the range that meets the given condition. What is range? You can simply write the description and you will understand it. Range is a range of cells from which you want to count non-blank cells. And what is criteria? You click on the criteria, it will explain you about criteria. So here if I press on criteria, I am not able to get more options here. Only one time I can apply the criteria. But in case of the count if is equal to count ifs tab and I press shift F3, you can see here the moment I enter criteria, it will open up another criteria, another criteria, another criteria. Likewise, you can have n number of criterias. First, criteria range 1. What is my criteria range? This is my range. And press F4. What is my criteria? This is my criteria. What is my criteria range 2? This is my criteria range 2 because I want to know percentage. What is the percentage? Less than 20%. And okay. You can see here we have two students that are less than 20% and clearly shows the same. Now, similarly, we can check some ifs as well. So to do sum ifs is equal to sum ifs. What is my sum range? This is my sum range. You can see the change. In sum if we enter the sum range at the end, but in some ifs we're entering the sum range at the starting. So don't get confused. And we log the cells, comma, criteria range, comma, criteria range 2, comma, now less than 20%, inverted comma, close. We are giving inverted commas because less than, greater than, these all comes as a text. So the values are in combined text and integer, then we will give as text to itself. The form or else the function or the formula can't able to read it. Then close. Like that. It's very simple. We got the data. You can see here 61 plus 10 is equal to 71. So like that, we can use different kinds of functions in Excel. There are these are just a gist of the functions that I have explained it to you. There are much more functions that are there in Excel that you can use in day-to-day activities. But due to the limitations, I am not able to explain you. But you can experiment, you can understand. Take one use case, take some simple data like I have taken student and marks data, and I created these many. I use these many options, these many functions to analyze in different manner using the logics. If you're not able to understand how to analyze and if you have a logic and you can't able to convert it to the formula, you can go to Google and search, I want to do this, what kind of Excel function I can use. To clearly tell you the function. The moment you got the function, which function you can use, you can come here. For example, you want to create rand between two different values. You don't know what to enter and which type of value you need to enter. Then press Shift F3. To clearly tell you bottom is the smallest integer and top is the largest integer that you can will return. Likewise, you have to self learn, you have to practice. If you don't practice, you can't get it and you can't remember and you forgot the complete logic of that function. So these are gist of the functions that I explained you. So now you start practicing on your own. If you want to know more functions or more formulas apart from these, then just go to the formulas bar and just come here. Which type of formulas you want, just you can click here and look at all the kind of formulas that are available in Excel. If you want more, then more functions. And another important topic that I want to cover here is there are common errors that you encounter when you're working with formulas. Like example, there are divisional errors that occurs where you press equal 0 by 0 accidentally, you get divisional error. There are name errors that you can get where you just enter some function name which doesn't exist at all. Then you get name error. There will be error called NA when you are filtering something that doesn't exist. There you get NA error. So these are some of the errors that I have mentioned here that you encounter in day-to-day activities of the Excel. And these are some of the other kind of errors that you can get when you're working with day-to-day activities of the Excel. So let's understand, like when you're having some kind of values like this, we look up, sorry. See, imagine you're having the large set of rows of data with integers and these kind of error functions combined. So what will happen when you're having multiple kinds of errors like this? When you try to do something with the data, when you try to summarize the data or when you try to subtract the data, it will show the error. So it's very hard for you to identify one by one and understand where is the error and to remove it or to replace with zero will be very hefty task and very time taking. To tackle this, it's common practice that everybody use whenever they are entering any kind of formula. They will also mention if error. If this data gets error, what kind of value that it should reflect? I want it to reflect zero. See, if you can observe, I am not entering the inverted commas because this is an integer. And I just press enter. Then again, here in front of the formula, I enter if error, go to the end. You can see if it is, you can see here if value if error 0. I want to display 0. Value if error, I want to display 0. Now you can see like this, your data should be clean. It shouldn't have errors. Then only you can do any operations going forward. So hope you guys understand. So let's go to the next lesson.